Hello everyone, hi, my name is WELTHA and today we're going to make a Mexican inspired soup. So come on, come cook with me. Okay, the ingredients we're going to use for this Mexican inspired soup is going to be some potatoes. I already have my potatoes cooked because I don't want to take all day with this soup. So we're going to have potatoes, we're going to have the green zucchini squash, we got the green onions, we have cilantro, we have the corn, we're gonna have tomatoes, and we're gonna have carrots, and we also have onions, and then we're gonna have some breadcrumbs and an egg, and we need cilantro peppers, and we got chicken broth, and we have garlic. So these are all the ingredients we're gonna need. And we're also gonna need the ground beef for the meatballs, which I will get in a minute. And we're gonna need some tortilla shells at the end. So those are the ingredients we're gonna need. Okay, all right, so let's get started. Okay, washing the vegetables before I start my meal. Okay, so let's chop up the zucchini. We're just gonna chop it. It doesn't have to be little. We want it kind of big. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, we put it all in there. All right, so we really don't have to chop up that much because we have this zucchini to chop up, and then the next thing we're gonna chop up is the let's do some onions. Okay. So that's one onion. So 1.5 of that onion. Now we're going to use the red onion. And we can mix them together. So this will be 1 red onion. I think I'll do 1.5. So 1 more half because I'm starting to cry. Ooh, child. My eyes burning. Okay, so that's it for the onion because I am starting to cry. Okay, so next, hold on, let me wash my hands. Okay, so now let's chop up some cilantro. I love the smell of cilantro. It smells so fresh. I won't use the ends of it. Okay, the cilantro over there. 1 more. Okay, so let's put cilantro over there. Now let's do a little bit of green onion. Let's chop up the green onions. and I put some of them back. I don't think I needed that much. I'm trying to make this soup so it can be for my lunch this week. Trying to think of something fast to make, because I'm really tired. But I still decided to do this video. Even though I'm tired, I'll make this soup. Okay, so let's put the green onions over there. And I think that's all we have to chop up, because the carrots, I bought the mini carrots, so I don't have to chop them. Okay, so let me put away the chopping board. So now we're going to get the tomatoes, split them in half, and we're going to put them in your blender. I'm using a NutriBullet. So just put your tomatoes in there. I think it was like 6 tomatoes. Okay. Then we're going to put some onions in there. Both onions. I'm just putting both. Okay. Then put some some beef broth in there also. So we're going to put the beef broth inside of there. And also garlic. Don't forget the garlic. Don't forget to get some garlic. Okay, so I have minced garlic in a jar. And I love garlic, so I don't care how much I put in. So, put the garlic in there. Now we're going to put the lid on it. Okay. Now. Okay, so we blend that. Now, we're going to keep this, put this to the side, okay? We're going to use this in a few minutes. Okay, so now we're going to make the meatballs. I have 1.5 packs of ground beef. Okay? So now let's season the ground beef. Okay, so first we're gonna put some we'll use some regular salt. Teaspoon of salt. Put a teaspoon of salt. Always measure my salt because I don't want to have too much salt. And then we're gonna use some cumin. Okay, a teaspoon of cumin. Okay. Then we're going to use some, I want to put 1 teaspoon of the crushed red peppers. And then we're going to use my favorite, teaspoon of garlic powder, garlic powder, and a teaspoon of, you know it, onion powder. And I'm all out of this one. Okay. Then we're gonna let's add a little more cumin. I need to find my other cumin. Okay, so now we're gonna add some rice, and I have a 1/2 cup of rice, uncooked rice. Okay, and then we're gonna put some garlic, minced garlic. I'll put just a little, not too much. I'm just gonna use a teaspoon of garlic. Okay, so now, after that, we're gonna put some breadcrumbs in here. I'm gonna use 1/2 cup breadcrumbs, a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Okay, and then we're gonna get an egg, 1 egg. Okay, and then stir all this together. Oh, I forgot one thing. I need to put some black pepper in there. Okay, let me get the black pepper. Okay, so I'll put a teaspoon of black pepper in here also. Oopsie. Okay. Stir all this together. And I think I'm gonna have to get my gloves. Oh, so after you finish stirring this, actually, we're gonna add some onions. I chopped up some onions. I had to go in and chop them up smaller so it can fit into here. So this is 1 onion. Okay. And you stir all this together. In just a minute, I'm gonna get some gloves because this will take all day and I'm tired, so we need the gloves. Hold on. Okay, so now I have my gloves on and we can mix this better. So I'm just gonna mix all this together, okay? And afterwards, we're gonna make the meatballs. Sorry, gloves keep coming off. Mix it as good as you can, okay? All right. Keep mixing until you get it all mixed together. Really good. Okay, you guys, this is how the meatballs look after I rolled each one up. So now we're gonna cook the meatballs, okay? So let's get your pan. Put some oil in your pan. Let's see. Okay. I'll some up on the part of it so it don't stick. Okay. So now let's let it heat a little bit. Just let it heat. And then we're gonna cook the meatballs and then I'll show you what else we're gonna do. So let's start putting the meatballs in. I made them kind of big because I like my meatballs, my soup to be this size. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's keep the stove up on high. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes, so we're gonna flip them over. And I want them to get that little toasted look on them. Okay. Just keep flipping them over. Try not to squeeze too hard so the meatball won't fall apart. I'm gonna let it cook for like 3 or 4 minutes on this side. You have to really be gentle. Gotta take it nice and slow. So just go nice and slow and just take your time. Don't squeeze it. We don't want the meatball to fall apart. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's making a lot of steam. Sorry guys, I want you to be able to see it. Okay, so a few more minutes and then we're gonna take them out, okay? Just make sure you don't squeeze it, okay? Take it nice and slow. Okay. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, they're ready. Okay, so we're just gonna put these in the let's let it cook for a few more minutes. And then we're gonna put them in a pan and I'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay? Because they're gonna cook more in the soup also, so we just wanted to make sure we grill them in this pan for a few minutes. Okay? Alright, so now we're gonna take these out. Okay? I'm gonna take them out. Oops. Alright. Just take the meatballs out. Smells so good. This is going to be a delicious soup. Okay. A couple more. Okay. All right. So now let me put this away. Hey you guys, so now we're gonna start the corn. We're gonna let the corn cook while we're preparing the other part of the soup because the corn needs to cook for a little while. Okay. So let's just put a little tinge of salt in there, and then we're gonna grab the corn. Let's grab each corn. Put it in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna put all this corn in here, okay? All right. So let's just turn this on. I'll leave it on high until it starts to boil. So I got my whole corn. Okay, so I sliced each corn up. I think it was like 4 corn on a cob. And so I got the knife and I sliced this corn. Oh my God, it was so hard. Good luck, you guys, because you really need some strong arms to chop this corn up because, whew, child. That was a job. That was a job. So that's what I did. All for this good old tasty soup that I'm making. So that's what I did. So if you want to leave your corn whole, you can, but I wanted mine to be like, you know, sliced so my my soup can look good. So that's what I did. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is put the chicken broth in the pot. The rest of the chicken broth that you didn't use for the tomato. So I'm just putting this whole thing in here. And then we're gonna get 6 cups of water. So turn your stove on medium or medium high. And we're gonna get 6 cups of water. We already put the broth in there. So that's 2, 4, 6 cups of water. Okay, so now what you're gonna do next is we're gonna grab remember when we mixed the tomato, we mixed the tomato mix and the onions together earlier. So we're going to take that mixture and we're going to pour it in here. This was the tomato and the onions and the garlic all mixed together with some cumin. Okay, so you put all that in there, mix it. We're gonna add the meatballs to this. So get your meatballs and let's put them inside of this. Remember, the meatballs have rice in them, so the rice needs to cook. Okay. Put them all in there. All the good onions that are left behind. Okay, and we'll stir that. And then we're going to grab the carrots because the carrots are hard and we need those to cook. They can be cooking with the meatballs. So let's grab your carrots. Okay, so we're going to add some carrots. We have 1 cup of carrots. I think I want, let's put 2 cups of carrots. And I have the little mini carrots. Okay, so 2 cups of carrots. Then we're gonna get the green onions. Put your green onions in there. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna put some more cumin. Let's get a spoonful of cumin. Okay. Okay, next we're gonna get the chipotle chilies. Okay, so I have 1 little can of the chipotle chilies. Put that in there. Okay, so just stir it. We need a spoonful of salt. Okay. Let's add a little more black pepper. And just do a little sprinkle black pepper. Okay, stir it all together. Remember, we have our corn over there cooking also, so we're gonna let it cook separately before we put it inside the soup so that it can get really done. Okay, and now I'm gonna put a little cilantro. Just 1 minute. So we're gonna add a cup of cilantro. The cilantro that we chopped up earlier. Put that in there. Whew. This is gonna be my lunch for work. When I'm at work, I gotta eat healthy. Oh my God, it's gonna be raining this week. And I'll have the soup for lunch, and I'll be good. Okay, the one other ingredient that I'm supposed to put in here, but I'm gonna wait a while because I don't want it to get too overly cooked, is the green zucchini squash. We're gonna add that last, okay? When everything else is cooked. So we're gonna let this cook for like 30 minutes. And the corn is also cooking for 30 minutes. And then we'll mix it together and we'll add the zucchini squash, the green zucchini squash and the corn when I come back, okay? But right now we're gonna put a top on. Okay, you guys. So I forgot to put one thing in there. I forgot to put my bay leaf in there. So we're gonna put some bay leaf inside of this. Let it cook with it. Just add a few leaves in there. Give it a little extra flavor. Look at that. Looking good. So just let it cook some more. Remember, we're letting it cook for at least 30 minutes. Okay. Okay, you guys. So it's been about 30 minutes. So we're gonna take the top off. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. See the meatballs? Looking good, huh? So now we're gonna add the zucchini. Let's add the zucchini squash in there. Zucchini. Oh, the soup is gonna be so delicious. I might have to take some of the soup out. Okay. So this is how it's looking. And let me get a little knife. Okay, so let me get a cup so I can take some of this juice out because it's really too full and I still need to add the potatoes and the corn. So we're going to take some of the soup off, but we're not going to throw it away, okay, because it's good. We're just going to take some out and put it in a cup, okay, just so we can add the other. So I need to take some of the juice out because I need to add some more vegetables. I need to invest in a bigger pot. That's what I need to do. Okay, so right now we're just gonna have to work with what I got. Because this is the biggest pot that I have. Okay. Alright. So, this is how much I took out. But we're gonna keep it to the side, okay? All right, now we're gonna get the corn that's been cooking for 30 minutes. We're gonna put it in the soup right now, okay? So just add all your corn. If it all don't fit, I'll do more after we start eating out of the pot. And have room for more. Okay, so for now we're just gonna add those. Okay, and then we're gonna put a cup of potatoes that I already cooked. So 1 cup of potatoes. I actually want to put more, but my pot is not big enough. Ooh, child. Better watch that. Okay. So I'm going to put 1 more cup of potatoes. Okay, 1 more cup of potatoes. I'm going to get my little chili that I took out to chop up. Add it back in there. My chipotle chili. Okay, so now the soup is just about ready, you guys. Okay, now let's add a little bit more of the soup that I took out. Oopsie. We just gotta let the zucchini cook for a little bit, which it doesn't take long, so we're good. We're gonna put, let's put some a little more cilantro in there. Okay, now I'm gonna put the lid over it. Let it cook. I'm gonna let it cook for like, oops, sorry, wrong top. We're gonna let it cook for like 15 more minutes. Or let's try 15 minutes first, okay? Guys, there you have it. My Mexican inspired soup. There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. Thank you guys for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.